Linzen, but you can call me Lynn. I'm actually the lead manager of Boston Ton's business for in and out home buyers. So today, I just want to share to you on how to be an effective lead manager, and we will also discuss on how to be or to train as well the cold caller, your future cold callers, of course, and how to train them, how to track their attendance, the call guidelines, and all. So later on, we are going to discuss it to you guys. So I just want to share to you also my work experience before I was a home-based freelancer. So way back 2010, I was a call center agent from 2010 until 2017. For 7 years, I've actually been to different campaigns, such as I was a call center customer service representative, sales representative, vendor credentialing specialist to a property management company. So yeah, I've been to different campaigns, and someone actually encouraged me, why not give it a shot to apply, at home. Like you will be a freelancer just applying to different clients. Since I do have already an experience, so it's actually a blessing in disguise that that person told me that I should apply. So 2017, I actually had my first job as a appointment setter. And I've been to different campaigns also as a cold caller and as a appointment setter. So not only for real estate business, but for insurances, for digital marketing. And now I just started with Boss January. So I was just applying that time as a cold caller, but Miss Reg, who's actually our HR specialist, told me, why not give it a shot as a lead manager, because they're looking for someone to manage their cold callers, okay, and for the SMS campaign also. So I was actually been hired by Miss Janice also, and of course by Boss and Ton. So I started as a part-time agent. So I was actually just pulling up leads directly, so that I'll be forwarding it directly to the SMS campaign and also for the call campaign. So from part-time position, I was given the chance to become a lead manager also for a full-time position. And now I'm really blessed that through the help of Boss and Ton, of course, I'm now training virtual assistant, like on how they are going to use call tools, how to pull up property listing or pull up leads, and then on how to be an effective cold caller, of course, and what will be the call guidelines that we can help for them to generate more hot leads as a cold caller. So that's actually my experience, and now here I am. I'm going to share to you guys on how to manage our acquisitions associate.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So let me just share my screen to you, and let me know, boss, also if you can see my screen.
Okay.
All right. So let's do this. So let me start this presentation now. All right. So now, guys, I'm going to give you an overview on what will be the job or responsibilities as a lead manager. All right. To start with, what will be the core tasks and responsibilities you as a lead manager? All right. So we are going to discuss also on how are you going to manage the acquisitions associates that you have for your business, and how are we going to do one-on-one coaching depending on their performance with their attendance. So to start with, the lead manager, of course, serves as the backbone of your real estate business. So it actually provides support to your acquisition associates, while we are going to give them an on-demand information on what are they going to do on a daily basis or with the flow, of course, of your organization. And the question that you have for those real estate investors, or who would like to hire virtual assistants or acquisition associates are, what why is it actually important to manage our acquisitions associate? Simply because we want to make sure that or ensure that everyone is hitting the goals, and we you would like to ensure that their questions and their concerns are answered real time. Okay, and we want to make sure that they are well equipped with the training and knowledge about real estate. So before you have them on board, like for the acquisition associate, before they start taking phone calls, you are going to give them an overview. What are the different type of property listing that you are managing, all right, or that you would like for them to do cold calling, and then afterwards train them also on how to use the tools for the dialer, on how to upload this and that. So now the other question that you have in mind is, how do you manage your VA or your acquisition associate and keep an eye on them? So for Boston's business, what we use is Hubstaff. So it will actually help you track with their work hours. So if you're worried, what are they doing, like with their productivity, Hubstaff will actually help you to capture screenshots for every 10 minutes. So as you can see here, they do have different tasks. Let's say, for example, you will be having a one-on-one coaching. Then all they need to do is just play on that specific task, so that the tracker, you will be able to see it as well by the end of the day or once you check the report also. So it actually includes admin tasks for cold calling if they wanted to do some follow up calls for the hot leads, and if they are going to pull up property listing. So you can actually add on Hubstaff the different tasks, so that you will be able to identify also once you have viewed the report, what are the different tasks that they had for that specific day. All right. So next is Hubstaff is actually keeping us, for the team to be organized. We can also plot weekly schedules, okay, and the time of request. So it will be actually plotted also on the Google Calendar once your acquisition associate requested for a time off. Let's say, for example, it will be like his son's birthday, all right? Then they just need to inform you ahead of time, like a week before, so that you can just plot it using Hubstaff. So this will also send notifications via email when your virtual assistant or your acquisition associate is late. All right, if they have abandoned a shift, let's say, for example, they need to log out at 6 p.m. Eastern time, but they actually log out around 5 or an hour before their shift. So that will be tagged as their abandoned shift already. So you will be able to see on that report also. And if they miss a shift, of course, if they were not able to notify you ahead of time, um, it will be tagged as as absent for that specific day. All right. So Hubstaff also allows us to managing our team effectively through the data or reports that we can pull out. So as you can see on the screenshot that I've actually included on this presentation, you will be able to see the different activities that they had on a daily or weekly basis, and then you can also check the total hours that they work for that whole week. All right. So this is actually very helpful for us lead manager in order for us to identify how productive the acquisition associate is. And if they miss anything, then of course you can discuss it later on, while you will be having a one-on-one coaching if you're going to discuss further when it comes to their attendance. So next is, in order for you to check the number of hours, all you need to do once you're at the homepage of Hubstaff, you can always check the weekly reports, the daily reports, and what else for the timesheets, yeah, for the screenshots that were been captured by Hubstaff. And the weekly reports will show the number of hours that they worked for. And this is actually very important because, of course, you're going to base their salary once they start using Hubstaff. So you're just going to base it on the total hours that they had for the week. And next, since of course you will be able to track their time from the day that they logged in, I mean from the time that they log in until they log out, we have actually implemented the point system for their attendance. I think this has actually been implemented last month, March. So I just want to share to you what we are using right now for Boss Anton's business. Okay, for the call campaign and for the SMS campaign, for the operations manager that we have for Miss Janice, of course, um, we are going to identify the nature of their offense. Okay, how many points have they already got for the whole week? And also what will be the penalty for that specific offense. So let's start with the nature of offense. The tardiness, of course, if they're late, if they were not able to notify you, or if they have some interruptions at home, so they can just simply send you a message or give you a text message right away. But if they were not to do so, that will be already considered as 1 point. And for abandoning shift, like they log out early before their scheduled time off, then it will be another 1 point. And if they have an excuse absence, like here in the Philippines for the virtual assistants, we do have scheduled power interruption and also unscheduled power interruption. Now, if you have question on how to identify whether they have encountered no electricity or no internet service, those internet service provider or their power service provider, okay, is actually posting through social media like Facebook if there will be a scheduled power interruption. So if that's the case of that specific area of your acquisition associate, they just need to notify you guys. Like, hey, Miss Lynn, I will not be able to report at work. Then they're just going to send a screenshot. So this is actually very effective. And with the acquisition associate that we have on board right now, that's what they're doing. And if they were not able to present any proof, for no electricity or no internet, or if there's actually an outage, then that will be considered as 2 points. And for no call no show, of course, for the acquisition associate or even as lead manager, it is our responsibility to notify our manager or even our boss if you will not be able to report it, at work. If you were not able to send a text message or just notify them, that will be considered as 3 points. Okay. So if they have already, if you check their attendance through Hub staff and you notice that they have already total of 8 points for us, okay, on Boston Ton's business, that will be considered as a warning. What is this warning? We are going to have a one-on-one coaching along with the acquisition associate to discuss further, like what happened, why she had total of 8 points. Is it about the tardiness, or is it because like she abandoned her shift, something like that? So that after the coaching session, we will be able to come up with a plan or an action plan on how are we going to prevent this from happening. All right. So if your acquisition associate have accumulated or had already 10 points, that will be already a suspension for 3 days. This is what we're actually avoiding. As a lead manager, of course, it is your responsibility to keep an eye on their hub staff, on their time tracker, so that if they have accumulated or if they have already had a total of 10 points, it will be your discretion already to suspend them or not. Okay. So, of course, another coaching session will be performed to your acquisition associate. But if they had already like 16 points for us on Boston Ton's business, it will be already for termination. Okay. So this is just a sample of the attendance or point system that we are using for the cold caller or for the SMS associate that we have on board. So you just keep an eye on the hub staff so that you will be able to monitor as well when it comes to their attendance. Because of course, without their attendance, they will not be productive. They will not be able to generate leads for you guys. Okay. So next, what we have. Wait a second. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So now, after we discuss the attendance, we are going to, or I'm going to discuss further to you on how to do coaching for your acquisition of associate based on their performance. How did they actually do well, if they actually do well on the call that they had, and you will have your call coaching. So coaching is very important because this will include the recording on Mojo and the call tools, which is actually the dialer that we've been using for Boston Tons campaign. And you're going to assess them, okay? What went well, or what are their opportunities, and what needs to be improved, so that we will be able to come up with a like with the call guidelines. Later I'm going to show it to you guys. So for the call guidelines, we were able to come up with this one. To start with, the call flow. Of course, each and every client is actually providing an effective script. Like you are calling on behalf of your acquisition manager or with your partner, the reason for your call, the name, the company, and your name, of course, that you represent with. What will be the qualifying questions, right? And on how are they going to handle different type of objections? And was it actually been converted to a hot lead, to a warm lead? And what are the type of call dispositions? And how did they handle the call on that specific while they're talking to their prospect? So I was able to come up with this call guidelines like 2 weeks ago. And I just want to share to you under call flow, of course, you need to um, state your name, of course, with the opening spiel and the company that you represent with, and then the closing spiel. We also need to set expectation of their callback time so that, we don't want for those prospects, especially if they're serious sellers or buyers, we don't want them to wait on the line, like for the acquisition manager to call them. So we wanted to make sure that we are going to set their expectation on the said callback time. And for the qualifying questions, this is very important. Like, or your acquisition associate was able to verify the property address, if it's the correct address, of course, and the reason for their selling. All right. And what I highly suggest for them to do is we give them options. Like for this one, like, will they relocate, or are they going to use the money and investing to a different business? So something like that. I'm always advising our acquisition associate to do that. And how much is the selling price? Is it negotiable or non-negotiable? And most importantly, the condition of the property. Okay, and how soon can they sell? So in handling objections, we have also come up with different scripts so that once the prospect has actually insisted, or they told us like, where did you get my phone number, something like that, you will be able to answer it right away. Okay, so there will be no dead air, so that the prospect might think that she knows what she's really doing. Okay, so next will be call handling. I'm always telling the acquisition associates that we have on board to listen, always listen to the prospect, and with the tone of their voice, with the proper pacing, of course, and they need to be conversational in order for us to make sure that we will be able to gain trust to the different prospects that we have on a daily basis. Now, for the call dispositions, I'm also training them. This is really important. Like for the contact rate that they had on a daily basis, they need to properly tag, or tag it correctly, because again, if it's no answer, they need to properly tag it. If it's actually a hot lead, then they just need to tag it using call tools also. So properly notate the account. This is also important. I'm always telling our acquisitions associate that they need to properly notate the account because your client will base the selling price with the condition of the property based on what you have written down or typed in on the interaction notes using call tools. So conversion rate will be the hot leads or the warm leads or for the referral if they know of anyone in the area that might be interested in selling their house. So this is just a sample of the call guidelines that I'm doing while training the acquisition associate that we have on board. So I hope guys that this will be helpful also once you have hired a acquisition associate, of course, for them to be an effective cold caller and for them to generate hot leads. So next, I'm also pulling up different property listing, okay? But for Boston Tons business, of course, we are using PropStream to get leads for pre-foreclosures, for vacant properties, for liens and cash buyers, and we use RealFlow to pull up absentee owners list and for free and clear, for high equity, for potentially inherited and long-term owner. So we use Mojo to run reverse lookup to get of course, the contact numbers before you upload it to your dialer, which is call tools. That's what we're using, and also easy skip tracing. So these are the very helpful web tools that we are using in generating or pulling up property listing. So that will be PropStream, Mojo, Easy Skip Tracing, and of course, RealFlow. All right. So I just want to share to you if you have already a PropStream account, I can show you also on how or what will be the step-by-step process in pulling up lists. So first, you just need to type the city and the state where you'd like to get some leads. So you can actually assign your I'm sorry, your lead manager. Let's say for example for Washington DC, um, they just need to enter, of course, the city and the state. I'm sorry. And next will be you just need to add it on your list. Once you were able to filter the type of property listing, if it's like single family, and how much will be the estimated property cost, something like that, or the selling price. So you can actually select all the properties and then just click on add to list. Then once you have selected the listing already, you just need to select create new, then type on the the name of the list that you would like to save on your desktop or for this account that you have on PropStream. Let's say, for example, Washington, D.C. pre-foreclosure list. And then once you have successfully saved it, you just need to go to the left side under your PropStream account. Then you just need to select properties. So you will be able to see it at the bottom part of the search button. And what else? Of course, once you have saved it, you just need to look for the list that you wanted to export later on. So let's say for this one, what we saved was Washington, D.C. for pre-foreclosure. You just need to select that file and export it. So once you have exported it, you just need to select the address option. Once you have selected it, you can just click export, and it will be saved already on your desktop or to your Dropbox. Okay. So once you were able to successfully open the file on an Excel sheet, then you just need to select the relevant info that you need. So for us, what we're actually using is the owner's name, of course, the address, the city, state, and the zip code. And by the way, make sure to save it in CSV format, okay, before you do the skip tracing. So that's actually how I actually pull up property listing. So if you have any further question on how are we going to skip trace it, you can just post your comment here. So that's actually the process that I've been doing as a lead manager on Boss and Tons business. So that's it for me, boss.
Awesome. Well, you're gonna stick around because we're gonna answer some questions. There's a lot of questions. I want to talk about a few things. And just try our best to give some clarity with this whole VA thing. Right? There's so much noise about the VA stuff. People just think that hey, I can hire a VA in 30 days. My VAs should be knowing everything. And my theory is VAs are just like
Mm-hmm.
employees, right? You have to train them and work with them and be patient. You get a VA 2 weeks later, you're ready for the next one. You're just gonna be running around in circles because I guarantee you the next VA that you get is going to be the same thing because it's not the VA. It's your ability to be an effective trainer and to be a wonderful leader to show people through the hard times, right? Patience is everything when it comes to working with remote talent. Just because there's a lag in understanding things, you gotta understand. You guys are about what 8,000 miles away from us, so we as clients have to be very patient and understand that there is a whole lot of process. Guys, if you're watching this, if you're on YouTube, do me a favor and share it. And if you're on YouTube, do me a favor. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. If you're on Facebook, like and share the post. Um, drop your questions. Please drop your questions. We got about a good 10 minutes to burn through some questions. I'm going to start putting the questions up on the screen. And whatever questions you want to answer, you go ahead and answer. If not, I'll take lead and answer the questions, okay? So here we go. And I just want to say, Lynn, you did a wonderful job. You didn't seem nervous at all. You're a pro. You're a pro. We
Okay.
gotta have you back on Facebook.
Yeah, boss. This is actually the first time that I've done live streaming or for StreamYard. So I
Yeah,
was really nervous. I've been telling Miss Janice about it. So yeah.
yeah. So we're gonna rock through these questions. Let's see what question. Okay. Yeah. So, Will asks, is Lynn currently your lead manager? Yeah, she's our lead manager. For a long time, it was me and Janice running the lead management side of the business. And I realized that in order for us to be effective, we need a person dedicated to solely monitoring the quality of the leads coming in, coaching our acquisition associates, aka our cold callers, and really just maintaining a good consistent flow of leads. And when she came in, we went from producing maybe 1 or 2 to maybe 3 leads a day to over 5 to 10 leads a day consistently day in and day out because we brought in someone who understands what a lead manager is. So you can ask this question. Sir Cooper asks, do the lead managers train the acquisition associate?
Yeah, so just to answer your question, Sir Cooper, I've actually been training the acquisition associate once they were been once they're done with the interview with our HR specialist. So what will happen is if they do have experience for real estate business, I will train them on how for them to deliver the script with self confidence, of course, on how to be an effective cold caller and what will be the different type of property listing. It's also important for them to have an idea what type of properties are they going to call in. Let's say for example these are for cash buyers list for pre foreclosure, so that just in case prospect have asked them further question, they will have an idea right away on what will be the appropriate answer to that question. They need to practice also the different rebuttals. It's actually included in our training to include them on how to say right away the rebuttals. If they ask, let's say for example, where did you get my phone number, what's the address that you recently purchased in our area, something like that. So we wanted to make sure that this acquisition associate that we have on board will be able to answer right away. So yes, I actually trained the acquisition associate.
Oh, so someone asked, and guys, do me a favor in the show notes, just click and accept for StreamYard to be able to show your name. So when you comment, we can actually see who you are, and we can put your pretty picture right here on our Facebook Live. So someone asked, the acquisition associate is the same as a VA.
Well, for the virtual assistant, for the acquisition associate, I would say they are the cold caller or appointment setters. So what they do is they will call the different products that has actually been uploaded depending on your dialer, say for example Mojo or Call Tools. Okay, and for your virtual assistant, it's actually different. Like they do admin tasks. What else? They actually send daily or weekly reports, so depending on the job responsibilities when you hire them, as a virtual assistant. But basically, for the acquisition associate, to answer your question, they are they're actually doing cold calling or setting appointments for you guys, for our clients, of course.
Right. And also, guys, if you are afraid to cold call, don't be afraid anymore. We're rolling out something special to our paid clients as well as our clients who haven't done business with us yet. We're rolling out this program where you can cold call your own leads. We provide the dollar and we'll coach you in real time. So you'll hear a voice in your ear whispering to you, telling you how to navigate through the script. And we'll grade your each call from 0 to 100. 100 being the highest. Lynn just showed you the greatest thing that we came up with to properly give you a grade. And you can enroll yourself, you can enroll your VAs, anybody on the team that you want. Remember, it's $99 for 3 hours. We definitely recommend you try to do the bulk of the cold call all at once instead of trying to break the hours up, because then you are able to get more reps and practice. And if you can do this twice a month, especially if you're new starting out, you definitely become a master at your craft. Right? So many people right now are trying to hire VAs and they don't know what a perfect call is supposed to sound like. So when they tell you on the phone, hey, my VA English is bad, my VA this, my VA that, they don't even know where to start at, right? There's a very few people that I can think of who even know exactly what a perfect cold call can sound like as far as teaching it. It's a talent to teach people. It's a talent to be patient with people. And at the end of the day, we're taking this V1 training to a new level. So May 1st, we're going to be dropping some major announcements as far as what we're offering to clients. I don't want to speak on it just yet. I'm gonna let my team do it. But if you need that training, reach out to us, and I promise you, it'll be worth your while. Remember, I started this company by accident. I started this company by going on a podcast and just speaking on some things I was doing with my VAs. Right, a lot of people weren't even thinking about VAs at the time, and I use VAs because it was easier for me to do the business that I want to do. And then once we started, I didn't realize that all of this detailed stuff that needs to be implemented to help people. And then we identified it and we working. And every day we're working to make the product better and better. And we've been in business just over a year now. And I'm happy to say we helped over almost 300 people in some capacity, right? You rarely see us post about it because we don't want to brag on things, but we're going to start sending out testimonies and show you people who actually close deals without VAs and people who's doing very well, right? You always hear the negative stuff first, but we're going to show you the positive as well too. So continue to drop your questions. Let me see. Did I miss anything? Someone asked. That's a good question. Someone asked, "How much is the training?" So we thought about it. And we thought about it. We thought about it. We thought about it. And what we're doing is you have a 5 day training, right? You could be trained on phone mastery. You could be trained on lead management. Right? Phone mastery is nothing more than the cold call training I just mentioned. If you already pay for VA mastery, you're entitled to one free training. If you're not a client yet, I suggest the smartest thing to do is to sign up for VA mastery, because we about to take VA mastery and make VA mastery what Cardone University did. We're going to be the number one platform for virtual assistants on far as training and hiring and recruiting. But it's 197 for non-paid people who haven't purchased a product through us, such as VA Mastery or Flat Rate VA. 197. What that gets you? That gets you 5 days of 1.5 90-minute training sessions, as well as on the cold call side, the phone mastery, you get to hop on the phone for 3 hour 3 hour session. So 197 uh, It's cheaper than most people webinars right now. So definitely hop on that before it passes you by. Um, Especially after May. If you don't get it by May, business is gonna be wide open and it's gonna be. Remember, first come, first serve. Right, Lynn? The first what 5? You taking 5 people at a time. So the waiting list will be crowded once people start signing up. Here's a question. Hey, how are you? Question: how can I find a phone number from an LLC company on Propstream? Um, I'm not sure if you want to answer that or you want me to answer it, but
Find the phone number from an LC company on PropStream. Well, I haven't actually tried this, boss, but what we're actually using is easy skip tracing, right? What we're going to do is we are going to pull up property listings, such as let's say, for example, for pre-foreclosure. Okay. Now, once as I've shown on the presentation, what will happen is you just need to select the different listing, okay, and save it directly on your PropStream account. Once you have selected this property listing, let's say, for example, this will include like the name, the property address, the city, and the state. All right. You just need to export it, okay, to your desktop or to your Dropbox or to your Google Drive. Now, once you're done exporting it, you just need to reverse lookup with the phone numbers, of course, using Mojo, or what we're actually using is easy skip tracing. I just want to share to you guys on the weekly report that I'm sending out directly to Boston Ton for the SMS campaign and for the call campaign using easy skip tracing. They are really giving us good phone numbers. Of course, we will be expecting, if there are a lot of good phone numbers, then there will be a high contact rate or response rate for SMS, right? So the more, for me, based on my experience, also I've been a cold caller. If the contact rate is really high, the more chances of winning. You will
right,
be able to get a hot of hot leads.
right,
So for me, if you hire someone like as a cold caller or for your acquisition associate, what I highly suggest for you to do, this is actually the best skip tracing tool that I have used for the past few years. It's actually easy skip tracing and also Mojo. So we are getting a lot of hot leads, both for our campaigns. This is actually for the SMS and for the call campaign. Aside from you having a contact rate and a response rate, if they're not yet interested in selling, that will be fine. You still have the right phone number, the right property address. You just need to make a follow up call me after a month or two. So
exactly.
I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, and to tackle that question as well, if you're new starting out, and most people might contradict what I say and say, "Hey, that's not good advice," but I'm a straight to the point, simplified guy. Don't overcomplicate it. Only pull records of homeowners that actually own a house in their name, not an LLC or a trust. And then as you get advanced and as you're able to hire teams like this, then you can have somebody go take the time to look up the manager officers or the corporate officers of the LLCs and then skip trace them. That's a little more advanced. That's a little more costly. But if you're a new starting out, I definitely say just focus on homeowners that have their houses title in their personal name. So that way you can just go up to an easy skip, uh, you know, get your results back in minutes. And no, actually not even minutes, in seconds. Get your results back in seconds and download your list and get the calling within 10 minutes. If by the time you pull your list from PostTrain to skipping through Easy Skip and loading to call tools, you'll instantly be calling in 10 minutes. So hopefully that answered your question. So, Sir Cooper asks, when you say YCSV, just curious to know the difference. Well, most softwares, the code is written to be CSV friendly. The XXLV, whatever the name of that file is, really doesn't work with a lot of softwares. I don't know why. I'm not a coder, but I find that most softwares, when you got to upload data into it, they really love CSV, and it stands for Karma. Karma. Oh man, I got a brain fart, but I know what it stands for, but I just can't answer it right now. but it's an easier way for the coders, I guess, in the way they've written their software to process the leads. Someone said, where can I get on board to get a lead manager, acquisition manager? That's a good question. You can hire us, V1 Training. We can recruit you and train. Look at my lead manager. She can help assist with training the lead manager. We actually do this business every day. It's not really theory; it's actually doing it. So we know the mistakes that I make in my business. I actually use my business as a sample. Matter of fact, nobody don't know this, but I actually end up getting rid of my cold callers, and then said, in order to make V1 one of the best companies, our cold callers need to call my leads, right, and get practice. And I'm willing to bet on them because at the end of the day, when we hand off these new cold callers, to
Mm.
clients, the success rate would go higher, and then the clients would get a better return on their investment. So definitely reach out to us. If you already have a VA or somebody that's in mind, we do what we call cross training, where we can train them up for you. If you want one from us, reach out to us. Go to vamasterysystem.com, and we will take good care of you. So hopefully that answers your question. vamasterysystem.com is down on the screen. Go to it now or write it down, um, and we'll take good care of you. Let me see questions. Tom asks, what's your opening script with the first 5 seconds? Hey, Tom, we have multiple different scripts. It depends on the type of list we're calling. It would be blank, like it would be hard to kind of give you an opening script because, like I said, we call bad credit leads, we call gambling list leads, we call foreclosure type of leads, we call equity leads, we call all types of leads. So we have about what 3 to 4 different ways that we open up our script. I will be more than happy to go into
Yeah.
details about this. If you are in our VA mastery program, jump on our free training and we'll go into way more details. It's hard to kind of like give an overview right here on Facebook Live because we're limited with time. We literally got 4 more minutes left, and I definitely want to make sure everybody get their questions asked. How many VAs do you employ? That's a good question. I think between 12 and 14. It was always, my goal is to get it to 30. I want to be able to have 30 VAs scattered throughout all my companies. That's including my real estate company, my training company, and 2 other companies that I'm currently working on. That my wife would slap the shit out of me if I speak on it right now. But yeah, we have about I think 12 VAs that work for us directly, um, and it's a wonderful thing. I love them. They like a family to me. We talk, we laugh, we joke. The number one thing that I could give you guys right now, if you don't get anything for this live, treat VAs like you will want to be treated. Treat VAs like they're your second cousin that you haven't seen in a long time. So when you talk to them, hey, how you doing? How's everything? You're always excited. Don't talk at them. Um, don't talk to them like they're nothing. Be patient. Take the time to listen to the calls. Most people will be successful with VAs if you do the work. If you listen to your own calls, if you create assessments, if you create your own type of training, and if you work with the VAs, I promise you, you will be successful. And like Lynn pointed out earlier, if you follow a point system, it'll keep everybody playing honest. Even Lynn has to answer to someone, right? She's
Yeah.
worked, even though she governs the point system, she's under the point system too. So is Janice, so is Darlene. And quite frankly, I have to answer to someone. LaShawn's my damn manager, so she tell me what I need to do. So it's always a chain of command on things. So hopefully you guys can take that advice. Let me go through some more questions. Is it a good idea to hire one cold call and lead manager from the beginning to increase your lead generation? I'm gonna answer this, and then I let Lynn piggyback on it. I do think it's a good idea, but what I do think is that you hire a person who's a cold caller that you can foresee
Yeah.
transitioning into a lead manager. Lynn herself is about to get a
That's right.
promotion. We talked about this, and I don't mind talking about this live on Facebook. But we about to promote Lynn because her skills are way far advanced than what you're currently doing. So I believe in promoting within everybody who works for me. I try my best to give them more tasks, so when I promote them, um, they love their jobs. Darlene started off being a cold caller. Now she's a sales manager. Janice started off being a cold caller. Now she's literally like an onboarding person. She's about to be promoted to the company COO. So many people get promoted within. Don't be afraid to blow your company up and be a big operation virtually, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Um, these are some good people. They're quality people. They're family driven. They have a really good faith. Like most of the VAs I know, really faith based. They're Christians. They're good. They're good, honest people. Right? There's some bad people out here, but from the people I've been dealing with, they've been good, honest people. And shouts out to Regina, my recruiter, my HR person. She does a good job of picking some of the greatest people that I can work with. And literally, when I hired you,
Yeah.
Lance, I was sitting in the car just like this in front of a gas station in nowhere,
I
Pennsylvania.
know.
And I said, "Hey man, I need you on my team. You can start tomorrow." And guys, guess what? If you're interviewing a VA, here's some free advice. If you're interviewing a VA, and you decide you want to move forward with them, hire them that right then and there, and make them report to work the next day. Because what's going to happen is they already looking for jobs everywhere else. They're not just talking to you. So if somebody else offer them a job and do what I just said, they gonna stop answering the phone for you because they already found a place of employment. So definitely do that. So let me go back to the question because I can get off topic and talk all day. Yeah, so get your VA that you can see promote to lead manager. Definitely get that lead manager some reps on the phone so they know what it's like to train your team members, and then eventually when you go to hire that second person, you basically promoting that first VA to lead manager and then bringing on another cold caller from scratch that lead manager can work with. Um, and let's be honest, sometimes Lynn, you get on the phone. Sometimes you call sellers. Sometimes you text messages. Like you're
Yeah.
not just a person that's just sitting up on this high horse thinking you can't do no work. She's willing to roll her sleeves up and get dirty too. So definitely look at that. Okay. You can answer this question. Do you
Yeah,
guys
so do
use
you
HubStaff?
guys use Hubstaff for monitoring your VA? Yeah, we're actually using Hubstaff in monitoring or keeping track on the attendance also. As I've mentioned earlier for the on the presentation, this is very helpful for you as a lead manager or for you as well, like the acquisition associate, in order for you to keep track on how many working hours do you have on a daily basis. So this is you can actually see the daily and weekly reports once you have used Hubstaff, once you log in. All right, and how productive is your acquisition associate? Okay, on that specific day, because Hubstaff will be sending you a notification. Me as well, as a lead manager, I have my own Hubstaff and my own time tracker, and I'm actually receiving a notification. Let's say, hi Lynn, as of today, you had, or I mean, yeah, as of today, you had 97% productivity with total of hours like 8 hours and 30 minutes. So you will be receiving a notification also via email on how what's the percentage of your productivity and how many total hours did you work for that day.
Right. Correct. Yikes. This guy wrote a whole paragraph. He took Should the VA have access
Yeah.
to plot strings or other tools besides the script and Zillow to determine if a lead is hacked or any room for a deal at all on the first call? VA's been sending hot leads, and when we look at the houses, there's no room for investors. Yes, yes, Darn. PropString has just released a feature where you can add multiple people on your account. I'm not sure what the fee is, but you can add multiple people on your account. You can get your VA their own logins. And from the jump, listen, remember, you have to hire good people and you have to trust them. And when you trust them, you allow them to use your prop string so that they can look at the houses to determine, if a person asking 120,000 for a house and prop string is showing is only worth 100,000, the VA can immediately say this is a hot lead, but proceed with caution because there's not no equity in this lead. But here, still take the hot lead because that's something that they're asking. That's when your acquisition person come up um and negotiate because I can be asking 100,000 for something, but that don't mean that that's what we're going to negotiate to. So that's the power of negotiation. Don't get discouraged because the seller is asking over what they think the house is worth. It's up to you to get on the phone and negotiate and educate them to why you're writing the offer you're writing. So I definitely recommend anybody out here to trust your VAs enough to use your prop string. And if you can't trust them to use your prop string, my suggestion to you is to fire them right now and start over. Because it should be enough trust to use the simple tool like a prop string. Any feedback on that, Lynn?
Well, yeah, what I actually, because I've actually training acquisition associate, okay, because if there were, we wanted to make sure that before we endorse that contact information to our acquisition manager or even to boss, they will properly tag it if it's actually a hot lead or warm lead. Because again, if they're not really that motivated in selling, okay, then there's no need for them to, or they, you can just add it on a different tracker or a separate sheet so that we will be able to keep track under those warm leads to make a follow-up call. So that's only my addition to that question, boss.
Someone said the system, a all-in-one system that is used in conjunction with posturing. Don't know what he mean, but we do have our own in-house Podio system that we use to keep our records, as well as Lynn did a wonderful job of building these trackers. Um, um, and we're going to start. We're working on the VA Master Recharge. I'm going to be teaching a lot of modules. Some of my team members going to be teaching certain sections. I said I want the VA Mastery to be the Cardone University of for VAs. So we're going to really create this VA recharge and really go above and beyond. So if you can't afford like a Podio or put somebody like me to develop your Podio, there's a couple of other systems like Freedom Solve. I think you got my guy Daniel Claimant, Rehab Valuator. Um, oh yeah, Black Book. Like it's a bunch of all-in-one systems that you can use to run your VAs and your company. Um, Someone asked, "Where do I find good VAs?" You find good VAs with me. VA, me and
Yeah.
my team do a good job of. We just hired a recruiter. We working on some new training. We're in the background working hard. We got a major announcement coming May 1st that's going to shake up the way you hire, manage, and run your VAs. So just hold on. If you've been thinking about getting a VA, reach out to Darlene. She can go over a whole lot of things to discuss your options. You don't have to just be a plug and play person. If there's specific training that you as a owner need, we can assist with that. Um, if you sign up for the VA Mastery, I'm doing the 1 hour calls as a courtesy, but effectively, if I'm not doing them anymore, they're going to be in group calls by monthly. So if 20 people sign up, then they have to wait until the next group call, and then they can hop on the call and I answer as many questions as possible because I'm trying to really double down on my time and get some of my time back. So, so just so you know, it's VAMasterysystem.com. We're working on a new website. We're working on a website as well as for VA. So I'm pretty sure there's a few VAs on here watching. If you are looking for good employment, give us a chance to really seek out some good operators, right? There has never been a time in history thus far. Let me knock on some wood before I jinx myself, where a VA was terminated. And when I say terminated, I don't mean that maybe they did something ethically wrong or maybe they did something that was bad, but they was terminated for whatever reasons. I don't know. Some people just can't handle the pressure, I guess. We turn around and within a split second they got a job right on the spot where they never miss any money. So if you're a VA, if you're on the fence about who you're currently working for, if you are looking for work, if you worked in a call center before, if you had some type of sales abilities where you if you have anything that you feel like you can bring value to the company that we work with, apply for a job. We do interviews every day. We do weekly trainings. If you're an admin, you have core skills. We about to broaden up a lot of stuff that's going to be offering more opportunities for BAs to have admin. If you're a website developer, all of y'all come on in. We got some crazy stuff we working on. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me go back to the questions. Someone said, "What list would you recommend to pull in PropStream? What's your favorite list you like in PropStream, man?"
Yeah, using PropStream, I always use this to get leads for pre-foreclosures, vacant properties, liens, and also cash buyers list. So PropStream is really helpful for us guys. And before I actually skip trace them and send it over to the SMS campaign or even for the call campaign. So we also have different tool for the absentee owner list for free and clear for high equity. But for PropStream, yeah, it will be pre foreclosure, vacant list, and cash buyers list.
Awesome. What's up, B Stevens? How you doing, brother? Oh, yikes! There's a lot of questions. I gotta breeze through these questions. Do your VAs work for Podio? All of our VAs come with the basic understanding of Podio. They know how to add leads into. They know how to navigate through. Now, I'll be a fool to tell you that all VAs know how to work Podio because everybody's Podio setup is different. So, you as the business owner should be responsible enough to record a standard procedure how your Podio works. The processes of how your Podio works in and out of different applications. And if you have that, we can take that and assist with training as a courtesy. Someone said 197 for VA mastery. Hell no. Sorry for saying it like that, but VA mastery is a flagship household product. It's a brand. It's always gonna be 929. Sometimes we drop it 20% off here and there for certain holidays. But other than that, the integrated pricing is always gonna be 929. It might even in fact go up to $1,200-$1,300 in the next 6 months after we add all the other stuff to it. So if I was you, I'd hop on it. If you need a payment arrangement, we do offer two payments or for something. I don't know the exact math on it, but it's two separate payments or for something. Now I must warn you, if you go on a payment plan, you won't be able or eligible for onboarding to your VA until your payments is satisfied 100%. Um, is there a link to VA Mastery? Yes. If you go to Antoine M. Campbell / courses, you'll catch it right there. Give me a second, I'll put it on the screen. Mm. So if you go to AntoineMCampbell.com / courses, um, you can find the VA Mastery. It's an awesome product. It's working on being updated. Don't worry about the VA Mastery recharge because anybody who already bought the VA Mastery would get the recharge as an update for free, no extra money, including all the modules, all the trackers, everything that we add into it, you can get it for free. Definitely sign up for the VA Mastery. And remember this: if you buy the bootleg version of VA Mastery that's out here on the internet that people have stole from me, um, is basically not that much value in it. Because when we created the VA Master, we left a lot of the content off of Teachable on purpose. So we have a second part of VA Mastery called the VA Vault, where there's a lot of recordings of videos and stuff that we did that we kept off the platform, so that way the true people can get access to that. Let me go back to the questions. We're about to wrap it up. How you liking the live so far, man?
Yeah, I kind of like it. Like I'm seeing right now the what I
The
call
feed.
this, the comments and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, really happy that if you ask me, boss, I'll be able to answer it. And well, we have it. Do you guys also help in the hiring process or?
Yes, that's what we do. We hire people
Yeah.
before we even meet you. So we already have people already qualified. And then we basically based off the profile Janice creates, our onboard manager, he matches you with the best possible VA that's going to help you be successful. Now, if you don't have we don't have anything outside it, like a client money is not a object for him. Like he don't mind spending the money. um we go out and do some custom Teller Butler oriented things where we do things as long as you got the money, we'll help you. But definitely we help with the hiring. We do disc tests, we do personality tests. Lynn, I think she's going to be on. I don't want to spoil that Facebook Live, but Lynn's going to show you everything we do, give you the blueprint. So if you want us to, if you have a company, guys, if you're a contractor, if you're a roofing contractor, if you're a dentist, if you're anybody like that, reach out to us. Like I said, we're working on some crazy stuff, and we'll give you some options and show you how you can really cut down your labor costs and scale with VAs. Someone asked, can VAs do acquisitions and dispositions, and can they get offers and secure deals with buyers? Yes, banks, they can. I currently have an acquisition manager. Her name is Jennifer. She locked up deals for me. She only been on the team for a few short months, but majority of that time was spent on training, and she's still currently getting training. In fact, I actually started taking back over some of the calls because I want her to get more training. Not because she don't know what she's doing, not because she can't lock up deals. It's because I want her around long term. I played a long term game. So many people playing a short term game, get a VA, fire a VA, get a VA, fire a VA, get a VA, fire a VA. By the time you look up, you spend all this money and you have no results. So definitely play the long game with your team, and um promise you you'll see tremendous results. Yeah, karma separated values. Thank you, appreciate it. It was right there in my head. I got a brain fart. Man, there's a lot of questions. Someone said, "Can you please answer my question?" What question did you ask? God, Lee is a lot of questions. Hey, love you, Lynn. You popular.
Yeah, so let me just check. Is that the one asking about Zen call? Let me check.
I didn't get that far down yet. It's about 10 more questions. I'm gonna try to wrap it up, but I like to answer all the questions so people can get their questions answered. They stayed on this live for over an hour. It's fair. Um, and let's just try to breeze through these questions really quick. Um, I will answer that question. What's a good salary for a lead manager? Listen, talk to me offline. I don't like speaking on people's money. The lead manager obviously make more than the cold caller, but reach out to us offline and we'll show you the salary structure that you should be getting, giving your team. Remember, pay your people right, pay your people fairly, and they'll stick around. Even through the hard times, they'll stick around. I already answered that question. The VA Mastery link is right here, AntoineMCampbell.com/courses. We just got REIGiver.com. We paid for it. Thank God nobody steal it. Somebody, why my name AntoineMCampbell.com? Because somebody went out and bought AntoineCampbell.com once they seen me blowing up. So I know in about a year or two, I might negotiate back from 'em. So I don't know who did that to me, but they petty. Do you price monthly? Um, right now the structure is when you hire VA from us, you work exclusive with them. So we recommend that you give them at least 25 hours a week and pay. If you can't afford 25 hours a week, uh, um, I definitely say you're going to see people quitting more often than when you would like because they're going to go out and find something more consistent. Remember, they got to put food on the table for their families and provide for their children. So consistency is definitely your best friend when it comes to having a good team of around. Do you do coaching calls? I am slowing up on all this Google stuff because everybody's talking bad about Google's. But what I did was I did something that's spectacular. I'm looking for my call tonight. I created a group called First Deal Mastery. And I allowed everybody to join, right? Everybody, yeah, 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 yeah. Everything was all good at first. And then when it was time to actually go do the work, a lot of people quit it. That's what you typically see in this world, quitters. And then I said, you know what? Thank you. I wanted everybody to show their true colors and said, all right, everybody who's left in this group, we're going to do a JV partnership where we're going to come in, we're going to build your companies. I'm going to, Lynn don't even know this yet. I talked to Darlene about it. I'm going to have my acquisition people and my lead managers all at your disposal. We're going to build everything out. We're going to give you the same templates we use. We're going to help you pull your leads and stuff. And we're going to open up whatever two markets you want, and we're going to do business together. And then I'll help you sell your deals. So and then you get me as a sort of kind of coach. I don't like calling myself a coach, but you'll be able to answer your questions and stuff. So them people that's in my first deal mastery group that's left, congratulations. We about to go to the moon. Anybody else that's not in there, hey man, catch you on the next one. Uh, so let's keep on pushing. Um, what's the best dialer for both inbound and outbound calls? Call tools. I like call tools, but I'm in love with dial pad. Um, and it's just because it gives the VAs individuality where they able to text, they able to call, they able to put this dial pad app on their cell phone. So like for people like Darlene who doesn't really have a set schedule, her schedule is based on closing clients and locking up business for our V1 training company. She can't really miss the phone. So she needed an app like a dial pad that she could put on her cell phone and be able to answer calls right then and there. So it all depends on what you're trying to do. You're just trying to cold call. Call tools is definitely awesome. But if you're like me with multiple complex businesses, dial pad is definitely the way to go. Oh, someone said, "Hey, Lynn, I'm from how you say that? Davo,
Davao. Yeah,
Davo. Sorry.
Davao. Yeah.
So instead of the investor, myself train a VA, your company is offering either provide a VA or train a VA for free. Yes, we provide the VA already trained, as well as if you have a VA that want to be trained, we can train them too for free. It's all included in our pricing structure. We was one of the first companies came up with this pricing structure. Most people charge just for the by the hour rate, but we decided to go against that, and it's really worked out well for us. So if you're looking to hire a VA, definitely give us the opportunity to work with you. Now the beautiful thing about us is if you hire a VA, we offer a guarantee on our VA. So if you have a problem with our VA, reach out to us first. Give us the first option to fix that problem. And then you have a 6 month warranty on VA, so which means that we will replace your VA as long as you document why we should replace it. So if you're saying that your VA had bad English, to my knowledge, we during the onboarding process, we send you recordings of the VAs and say, hey, is somebody you like? Yes or no. But I get it. Sometimes people change their mind based on what other people say. So we'll still replace that VA for you. And it's been clients that I've replaced 3, 4 VAs for. But that's the part of our product and what we stand behind. And we have the manpower to be able to train these VAs and consistently rotate people with VAs. So if you're interested, reach out to us. We'll take care of you. Hey Antoine, are your VAs familiar with using Zencall? Yes. Some of our VAs use Zencall. We tried to use Zencall personally for my company. I didn't like it. I ran back to Mojo. Then we tried to use Call Tools. I didn't like it. Ran back to Mojo. Now we back at Call Tools. So it's just what it is.
Yeah, I've also used Zen Boss for like Medicare and for insurance campaign, for real estate campaign. So I actually agree with you. For me as a cold caller or with your acquisition associate, in order for you to view the reports, like how many contact rate did they had for the day, Caltos is much more better than Zencall and even Mojo. So that's what we've been actually using for the acquisition associate that we have on board right now.
Someone said, what type of benefits you offer to your VAs? I guess Lincoln answered that question.
What type of benefits you offer to your VA? Well,
What? Why?
at
Why do you
first,
like working with me,
as
man?
I've
Why do
been,
you like working with me? And let's answer that first. Like, what makes? First of all, who in their right mind would bring a VA on Facebook Live to help them teach a class, right? And then turn around and let them be able to speak for themselves. I don't really know nobody doing that.
yeah, what I really like about you, boss, as my client, and of course, for this business, is each and every time you assign tasks to me, you ask me first, and right after that, you always tell me, I trust you, Lynn. So as what you've mentioned, don't hire a virtual assistant if you're not ready to like share your logins, let's say for example for some important web tools that you have purchased or for any subscription that you had. So for me, what I like about you is you always say, Lynn, I trust you, that's why I've actually hired you on that position. Just be yourself. And look, here I am today. I'm actually a lead manager because to be honest with you guys, I was a cold caller for 2 years and as a call center agent, taking phone calls for more than a decade. And Boss Anton gave me this chance for me to pursue my dreams, to train other cold callers, to train other acquisition associate. And I'm not really expecting that when I applied on the job position that was posted by Miss Reg. Okay. So now that I'm here, I'm really happy that I'm really capable of doing something that Boss and Ton haven't trusted me. Let's see, for example, boss will say, Lynn, can you do this report? And I'll give it a shot. Like, even if I'm not familiar with that tool, there are other tutorials online or, through the help of Miss Janice, which is our operations manager, and other VAs that we have on this business. They're really helpful. We're like a family, just like what Boss Anton told me. You know, and what I like, Boss Anton, is you just send him a message via Messenger. I know how hectic his schedule is, but I'll just be sending a message to him, and after a few seconds, you'll be able to receive a response. So other clients that I've actually worked with are only after us generating leads, but for Boss, regardless on how hectic the schedule is, we make sure that on a, let's say for Monday or even Tuesday, we will be able to have a group meeting. Most especially that we have this pandemic crisis, right? So we kind of like ask how have been doing for the past few days or even on the weekends. So that's what I like about how he treat his VAs.
Thank you. So yeah, so basically, it's not about what business that I offer the VAs. It's what could you offer the VAs once we give them to you. You got to treat them right. You got to be very responsive. Like, if they have a question right then and there, answer it. Right. Make yourself available.
Yeah.
Don't be fake busy. Right. I feel like I'm one of the busiest guys in this country. But I make time for my team. Um, that's very important to me. I make time to meet with them. I give them, and not only that, and Lynn can attest to this, I give everybody their individual attention and time, right? And I make everybody feel comfortable, and I try my best to be the best leader I can be. That's very important to me. So Matt asks, I have my own VA. Can you help with her skills for phone skills? Definitely, Matt. Reach out to us. We would love to coach your VA on the phone. We would love to do live cold calling sessions. Remember, $99 get your 3 hour cold calling session. We will grade them from 0 to 100. It's going to be recorded. You get a copy of everything. You get a synopsis of what we recommend. And if you want to continue to do it, you can book another section. We're trying to innovate the VA thing and really take it to the next level because so many VAs they don't give enough real life training. Right, I'm really big into flying. I even named my company after a pilot term V1, and I realized that most of the people are not getting real life training. Like they get the role play. Off my laptop, but they get the role play and they get all that good stuff. But real life scenario training, right? So, and theoretically, it's just a theory. So we decided moving forward, what a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that we start doing live training with the callers, and I think that this next batch of callers coming out of our call program is going to be shots on the phone. And once word get out there, that's what we're doing. I don't think we're going to be able to keep VAs in stock quick enough. And it's going to be really crazy for us in the next few months. Yeah. So Matt, DM me right now. We'll get you set up. We'll give you all your options. I would love if anybody interested in the VA, you can call Darlene. She'll take care of you. Or if you DM me, I can talk to you. and we can get you going. Right, we want to help as many people as possible. I'm going to wrap this live up because I think Lynn, you got stuff to do. You got a job to do. You don't got time to be talking to me all day. I know for a fact that you got a lot of important things you got to take care of before your shift ends.
Yeah. The other acquisition associate is already waiting for me, but just to let you know, guys, that thank you
Then we
for
just hired
viewing
somebody
this
yesterday. Who we hired yesterday? I didn't even meet them yet.
Yeah, her name is Noe. She's actually the SMS associate, and for today, Miss Janice was able to train her already with Real Flow. With we were able to set up her hub staff and dial pad also. So Dina will be actually training her starting tomorrow. But I'll ask Dina if she needs help in like showing her on how to pull up property listing. But I can do it maybe by tomorrow, boss. But for today, the VAs that we have on board are already starting taking phone calls on the campaign that you have on the call tools. So she just started her shift just 20 minutes ago. So yeah, today this week will be their certification. I will certify them. Again, guys, we will be able to help you if you need VAs. We're just here, and if you need someone to train them, we will be more than happy to share our knowledge with them, guys.
Someone saying, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, getting on my nerves. Please work on it. Listen, my brother, you
Right.
got. Let me tell you something. You got a choice to listen to my live. You got a choice to wake up and breathe. You got a choice to live in this beautiful country. Appreciate it. Don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. Catch you later, but I'm not gonna say nothing negative today.
Yeah.
I'm in a good place in my life right now. If you'd have called me a year ago, I would have said kiss my ass, get off my Facebook. And the reason why I can talk like that to people because you don't pay me, you don't write me a check. So, but I leave that at that. Hello. Someone said hello. Hope all is well. I would like to know how Smarter Contact working for you. Smarter Contact. Well, let Lynn talk about Smarter Contact. How it's working for us.
Yeah, so Smarter Contact is actually the best tool that we had for the SMS campaign. So since I actually run the daily and weekly reports, this is actually really good. Like it's just one web tool wherein you can already tag it correctly, like with the call disposition, if it's DNC, if it's a hot lead, and then the contact rate is really high. Compared to the other um web tools that we were able to use, Smarter Contact is actually the best. To be honest with you, the response rate is really high, and also the hot leads that we are getting on a daily basis. Of course, through the help of our SMS manager, her name is Dina. She's really good. Like the way she handles this response coming from the prospect, she will be able to come up with making it as a hot lead or even warm lead. So this is actually the best tool that we are using for the SMS campaign, Aaron.
Right. And someone asked this is the last question. We're gonna wrap it up. Does call tools record conversation? I'm deciding to get call tools or Mojo.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
call
of
tools
course.
record conversation. Oh,
Oh, go
geez.
ahead, boss. I'm sorry.
No, you go. You do your thing.
Oh yeah. So call tools is actually you will be able to record all of the calls that your acquisition associate or cold caller will be doing on a daily basis. All right. And also what's there's actually a special feature in call tools wherein you can do live monitoring. If you would like to make random check for the how is it going for the conversation for that specific prospect, okay, with your acquisition associate, you can do so. All right. So there's actually a special feature, and again, this is what we've been actually using, and it's very helpful for us guys. And even Boss and Ton can do live monitoring and even do random check for the voice recording. So yes, it's actually being recorded.
And even if you got like a good lead on the phone, say for example your VA got a good lead, maybe they stuck. They can say, you know what? Let me get my acquisition person on the phone. Give me 1 second. They can call you. Hey, I got someone on the phone. It looks like a good deal on PropStream. I want to transfer them straight to them. so you can try to close them right now before they go shop around to someone else. Transfer the call and move on to your next call. It's awesome. I promise you. So, yes, I'm still investing in PA. I'm working on a company up there. I'm looking to raise $5 million to invest in cash flowing assets. So that's one of my goals. Nobody don't know this. I've been working on it quietly. Why you think I'm in the truck every day? Once I get that off the ground, life will be so much better for me. So appreciate you guys. Listen, we're gonna wrap this up. We running around an hour and 19 minutes. This is one of the longest Facebook lives I've done thus far, and it's because it's very informative. Next week, get ready for my sister, the person that worked with us named Dana. She's the SMS manager. She's the SMS shop on the phone. She gets us on average. How many leads a day you think we get from Dana?
Like minimum of 10 plus. She just had a part-time position for 4 hours per day. So she's actually generating hot leads, 10 hot minimum of 10 hot leads on a daily basis, aside from the warm leads. Yeah, she's
Right.
really
So
good.
Lynn is
Dina's
going to be
really
on.
good.
She's going to show you the smarter contact. We might even. I got to talk to the lawyer, make sure it's legal. We might even do a campaign on Facebook Live to show you exactly how to set it up, how does she go through a progression, and what does she do to really get these leads in. We can't give you all the souls, but we give you enough souls to satisfy your needs. Someone asked me, hey, Aunt, I have 15 properties I need help dispo in Pennsylvania. Bro, reach out to me ASAP. It depends on the part of Pennsylvania. I don't mind working the entire state, but I know if it's central Pennsylvania, I know I got a bunch of people that I can get these deals sold to ASAP. If you guys got any properties that you're stuck with, especially if it's less than a $300,000 ARV, I can get them sold. We're currently working on a disposition company that all we do is sell deals for our clients and outside people as well. So if you're interested in that, reach out to us. I'm working on a few JVs right now with people, and I wouldn't mind helping you guys get your deals sold. Um, Appreciate you guys. I'm going to wrap this up. Next week we got Lynn. Tomorrow we switch the show around. It's gonna be blue, black, and gold. Nothing but nuggets. With a good guy of mine. I will post that tomorrow. Just come on live. It's gonna be an unfuck your mindset episode. Thursday we're gonna have my sister Alicia Renee. She's gonna be coming on talking about motivated sellers and how to conquer direct mail on a bandwagon budget. I am bringing you nothing but content through this quarantine thing. And I'm gonna try my best to continue to bring you guys content. Like I said, if you're interested in a VA, now is the time to get a good VA. And I'm gonna be say some arrogant shit, but I don't care. While everybody find all the good VAs, we recruiting them, hiring them, so we can give them back to the people without training. So this is a good time to hire a VA. This is a good time to double down on your marketing. I predict in the next 6 to 8 months, if you have a wholesale business, you can double it overnight just by the amount of motivated sellers that's about to spill into the marketplace because of this coronavirus and because of people lost their jobs and because people can't afford to pay their mortgage. We as real estate investors will flourish through this. So position yourself, get in line, set your VA company up now, get some VAs, even if it take a few months to get them trained to your liking. Pay the money, guys. It don't cost a lot to have a VA on your team. Pay the money. Sacrifice now, ball forever. Um, Catch you guys later. Peace and blessings. Love you guys, man. Uh, like I said, anybody interested in JVing with me, if you got a deal, reach out to me. I can't put my email address on Facebook. I don't want everybody calling me. Reach out to me on my business page, Antoine Campbell, the REI Giver. Uh, if you want to reach out to me on Instagram, let me add that real quick. If you want to reach out to me on Instagram, reach out to me on Instagram at CEO929. And if it's a good fit for us, we think we can sell that deal, we'll move it for you. Catch you guys later. Appreciate you. Instagram CEO929. And I see you next week. Thank you so much, Lynn. I'll go ahead and let you out of here and
Yeah, thanks
in
to
the live.
boss.
No, thank you. So adios. Appreciate you guys. Do me a favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm dropping a few videos tonight. I'm going to be dropping a video how to get started with $600, right? And it's going to be an amazing video how to get started with $600. If you're brand new, check out that video. It's going to drop tonight, 12 p.m., 12 a.m. midnight. Adios, guys. Catch you guys later.